Hello people, and welcome back to News Review. This week, hooray! Finally Matt has translated the English version of news so we can work with that instead. So, there will be the news of the skills of the small prizes of Earthlings. So let's start with Ralph. Fire Human Cd5, explode runestones around 5 runestones to generate enchanted runestones, and if more than 8 runestones are exploded, or if more than 7 runestones are exploded, the monster's damage will be dealt regardless of initial shield. So this might look good because there are only a few monsters who can ignore initial shield. One is Cancer, I think, and well, Cancer is the most memorable one because it's just straight up ignore it. But other ones, I think there's one from Primal Deities, but that's a fire beast. And this is rather unreliable because you don't know like where the fire instances are gonna be. So although it's unique, it's only for himself. I know it says ×5 here, but I don't think damage will be, necessarily enough to one-hit KO, which is what you would want to do because it ignores the initial shield. So that's why I've just put him at 5 diamonds here. And moving on to the next one, Aurora, Earth Human Cd5, fully recover HP, and this next part is a attack stat booster. Combo count +3 and human attack times 1.6, and it's a self-contained skill, so for each monster in the seal you get extra rounds. So what this is basically, if you remember Machal back in the day with Earth Human buffs, this is basically Machal but a little bit better and for creative Earthlings. So I really don't think this is good. Like, the new leaders, I don't think they need something like this, especially because 1.6 is a low attack boost. Yes, you might use her for fully recover HP, which is why I put her like in the borderline, but combo count +3 and attack times 1.6 is just pretty insignificant. Thirdly, Astrid, light human Cd5 and tap runestone, turn the row and the column into runestones of the type. So what this card I think is for the water jackpot here, because his team skill depends on you dissolving like a cross-shaped type of runestones. So if you turn the row and the column, then you can automatically fulfill that. And this other part, just look at it and yeah, really don't take it into consideration because everything chance based is just kind of unreliable. So final 2 cards for the small prizes, they're both trash. I'm just gonna preface that right now. Dark Human Cd5, team HP depleted to 1, reset his own skill, stun all enemies, and the effect stays in play until they're attacked by monsters not of creative Earthlings. So stunning has never been some sort of like really good skill. Like, it's appeared as early as like Elizabeth, if that's her name, the dark elf. Like, you never use stunning skills because enemies just even in the early days have like nullifying, controlling, so it's just not good. And the cards that designed to work with that kind of, or some other cards, is also a Dark Human Cd5, turns the runestones in columns or below columns, below humans and machinas, into enchanted runestones of the respective attribute and into enchanted heart runestones. And if team AP is 1, then you turn the whole column, you convert the whole column. But like, there's limited synergy with this team HP is 1 sort of thing. Matt has tried it in the past. The only thing that kind of worked was Delta in Mech Turtle, but that was like a very limited use, so these two are both trash. So here we go, we have the whole seal. So, I mean, just from news alone, what I recommend, if you don't have diamonds, if you don't have enough diamonds, you could just straight up skip the seal. Like, literally, I compared the seal to Hindu gods before, and that's kind of it. Like, there are cards that have limited use in the small prizes, and in the jackpots it's kind of like hard to use, especially like the water jackpot is hard to use. I think the one card that you should try and pull for is the dark jackpot, because I see the potential for him to become a meta dark leader. And for the earth jackpot, it's just sort of like you're hovering in the middle of like meta and not meta. But I could be wrong when, you know, the card analysis and stuff comes out, when they actually come out. And okay, well, here's the thing that I thought was very scammy, except it's slightly less scammy because they're reopening the seal for Olden Trio as well. So yeah, Tangbi, for lore reasons, is getting his own Dragonware in the new story mode, which means that he can become a human. He can transform into human form. So CD8, he can literally switch, explode non-water runestones, generate enchant attribute runestones. So this is literally a Tefnut, and a 2.5 times attack boost, and just increased attack boost if he's the leader and ally. And the team skills are the same, but he gains, well, this is the exact same skill as him before, except there's one line here that's skill CDs -2 for all dragons, gods, and beasts. This has the potential to become pretty OP, except like if he's not a leader, the meta dragon leader right now, which would be where you would put him, is Qinggui, and Qinggui, you tend to transform both sides at a certain point, which means that you have half the team working on EP, and I don't know how efficient this will be in terms of my reducing the CD. Next, EP4 is really short. The monster attack ×3, and turn Heartman Stones into enchanted water at the end of the round. So stuff at the end of the round is rather unique because now and then you have some sort of like converter, like anti-converting shields pop up, and if you use Lancelot in conjunction with Tianshihua, you know that Lancelot can convert essentially between rounds, and that can help you quite a lot. And this is sort of the same deal if an enemy has like some sort of negative skill that has something to do with Heartman Stones, then you can bypass that essentially by using this. So I'm not re-ranking Olden Trio because I don't think that would be productive just based on one card's change, and yes, Enlil, like the skill synergy with the Earth Jackpot, but still. Honestly, I don't know how to rank him right now. It'll honestly be like when he comes out, like as a leader and as a member, like we'll just see. Move on to free-to-play stuff now. So new ultimate stage, Earth God Kingu, CD7, turn the whole board enchanted and arrange it, and also everything, it has the effects of everything except heart. So you could organize the board until it looks like this. This is honestly quite useful in terms of like negative effects. Literally, you don't need to spin, and you know, like I'm pretty sure by like enchanted whole board, everyone knows how good that is by now, and if you arrange it, it solves a lot more stuff as well. So I would put him in the borderline here. You could honestly make a case for farming him with stamina cannons. The only reason why I didn't put him in the full-on farming until max category is because currently there's no good leader to support Earth God specifically. I don't think there is an Earth meta leader per se, as like at this present moment, and there's no God leader at this present moment. I mean, you could put him in like Orb or I mean, Orb is the only one who is meta right now as a God leader. But yeah, there's no like specific good slot for him to go in. So yeah, skill buffs. So in the Chinese version, there are actually detailed skill buffs, and I'm gonna transfer to that page right now. Right, here we are. They revealed some of the skills. So first off is frick, what is I don't remember the name. Okay, you know what this is. All right, this is the seal boss. They only changed leader skill, which I think is okay because you get a 16 times on one side, which means that it's a very good free to play beast leader if you can get your hands on both forms and combine them. Lucifer, active skill change to become CD6, and the whole world becomes enchanted now, and light and dark have full effect of each other rather than 50%, I think was before the change. The addition here somehow has not been circled. I don't know what Matt is doing. I think there's CD reduction, an additional attack boost in here, which you don't need to care about. And if the team only has gods and demons, combo +8. So why do I think this is less good? Because you already have Shamash, who can add combos up until 10, but you could still use her in specific situations. Because plus, like, adding combos is rather good, but in water and in on water god, you already have like quite a lot of that. So yeah. Yogg-Sothoth. There's just been a change in leader skill. Not very productive, but hopefully I'm hoping, you know, VR some of these sealed lords, please. Like either Lucifer, like either one of these three, or I don't think VR is coming for this guy just yet, because that would make Tang Sanzang like broken as all hell once again. But one of these three, please do it. Okay, it would probably like make them good members, like in their respective teams. Like actually, this Lucifer might work with another like god leader, which will be coming up, I think. Yogg-Sothoth would just work better as a demon attack boost, and this might come back and have a place in actually the new water jackpot. Next three, the ultimate lords. This has changed to 10, I think. This has, I think there's a change in the active. Oh yeah, they added this third point. You have this effect persists for 2 rounds now instead of just 1, because his team skill reduces his CD, so you could get a more consistent effect off, except he's fire demon, so you would only run him in Cao Cao, and Eve doesn't need it because Eve in her team skill / leader skill already has everything equals everything. So Cao Cao, I don't know, like Cao Cao is a bad leader. I already said that before. So I don't know when you would run him. If you really want to play Cao Cao, then you would probably run him. Nuwa. So they upped the cap on EX combos. Now it's 20 if you well, if it's just plain, and it's 30 if your Xian points are at 10. Notice that you can't actually reach 30 with a normal board, since a normal board has a cap of 10 combos. Obviously, you need to make use of something like 2 dissolve or something like Chaos, who will let you expand the board. Yeah, I think also, yeah, they fixed the recovery times 2 now, so both of them becomes times 4. The main problem with it was Primal Deities was that they had a decent amount of HP. They had like their attack is good as always. Like most cards that come out nowadays as a leader, their attack is good, but it's just that their HP was decent and their recovery after they got hit was abysmal. So times 4 now. I think this should fix quite a lot of the problems, and maybe, you know, Primal Deities are coming back as meta leaders, or close to meta leaders. C1, I think this is a card that benefits the greatest, except from Horus down there. You have a new, just straight up EX column +3. Just straight up give it to you. And if CN points reach 10, then additional 8, so you get 11. And this HP times 1.6, I think it was 1.3 before. You get a huge attack, a huge HP boost. So I think this has the potential to become a leader, a light god leader, especially like if you combine that with, well, as I said, like if Lucifer gets a VR, that would be a great supplement for this, but I don't think it's going to come out in conjunction with this. But this might just come back as a good meta leader slash quick like farm leader. But Kagam and Rin and Lan are already there, so I don't think this... It'll just be interesting. This will definitely be back in the meta, is what I'm saying. Horus has benefited, like, it's quite a leap in like how to like its member status. If you have Anubis in the team, then you explode all columns below god members, which is basically the whole board, and you get the Azathoth effect. So, and it's enchanted as well. So the only reason why this card is not like actually usable is because you require Anubis. Look, who has Anubis, because there's a good chance of you getting Anubis just randomly, you know, throughout like all these black card seals, ancient coin seals, whatever. But like I think no one has intentionally pulled for Anubis, because Anubis is bad even after his buff, after his PR, I mean. So it's a limited scope of use, but hopefully one day there will be a good god leader that actually synergizes with Anubis, and you can put this card in. And last but not least, collab with Sprite. Why does this look like this? Aha! I've noticed. Switch back to the English version. See you in a quick second. Alright, back here. We have 2 new free to play cards in the Lost Relic. They have their own stages. And Haza is Light Beast, Cd5. Turn the outermost runestones into enchanted runestones, and heart runestones have the effect of everything. This is honestly like pretty bad, because this outermost runestones is pretty limited, and the second skill like is okay, but light beasts are like, no, there's no meta beast. There is a meta beast leader, it's Jabir, but like Jabir already has everything equals everything, so really you won't get any use out of this card. Next up is Cupido. Well, that's why I'll put him at get 1. But back to Cupido, Earth Elf, Cd5, same effect in the first point, but for the second/third points. If team HP is full, team attack time 1.5. This is crap. If it's not, fully recover HP. So fully recover HP is actually a very useful skill, I think, because you sometimes run into like team HP depleted to 1, and then, you know, no recovery, and then next round, you know, you get like a first strike. So I think this is useful. That's why I put her in between the borderline. But this is again like one skill in the card. I don't think warrants exactly like full use, is what I'm saying. Like one particular. There are other cards that can fully recover HP and also do something else, is what I'm saying. So this is okay, I guess. You could farm with normal stamina, just, you know, get a few. I think that's pretty okay. New recovery items, yeah, just log in, get some new potions for recovering stamina and stuff. Yeah, and that is it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this episode of News Review for this week, and like if you liked, comment if you want to comment, subscribe if you want to keep seeing this, and I will see you guys next week. See ya.